We're here with Northwestern State Volleyball co-head coach Hugh Hernesman. First off, Coach, a big congratulations, the program's first ever postseason berth into the NCAA tournament. We'll see you in action this Thursday at 7 o'clock from Austin, taking on the number 2 seed Texas Longhorns. Coach, just walk us through your emotions a little bit right now.
Yeah, we brought them back on Friday, so we've been kind of easing into practice. Today we'll go a little bit light. We had a good practice yesterday, but Friday was just to kind of shake off some of the rust and get some of the Thanksgiving out of us. So we've been warming up, and yesterday was a pretty good practice. Today we'll go a little bit light. Tomorrow we'll go full practice. Wednesday will be a practice on site, and then we've got the game Thursday. So scouting will be Tuesday. The team's loose. They're ready to play. They're excited. They're excited to be home. I mean, most of our kids are from Texas, so their parents can come watch and play. Our fans can come watch and play. So I think that's a pretty big deal for them, is to be able to play close to home.
And another thing, you look at maybe some of the momentum. We talked a little bit yesterday with Stacey DeFrancesco about this. You guys have had a little bit of time off here, but to win 5 matches in a row now, including the all-important 3 at the Southland Conference Tournament, you guys feel a sense of momentum at all, even though going up against such a tough opponent, that you're coming off a string of wins here?
We do. I think the biggest thing for us is that we feel like we're playing our best volleyball at the end here. So we feel like we had 3 great matches in the conference tournament, which is obviously a really good time for us to be peaking. But I do believe we're playing our best. I think it's a level that we expected to be playing at most of the season. Now, obviously, there are some bumps along the way for us, but we got it righted at the end, and so we feel like we'll put our best product out there on Thursday. Probably
a little bit of a loaded question, but what is it that makes Texas so good? Number 2 national seed coming into this tournament, 23-2 on the year, Big 12 champions. What is it? What is your first reaction when you look at this Texas team?
They're so physical and they're so athletic. I mean, there are, we see teams with physical players that might not be as athletic and skilled, and they've got all of that. So their skill players can handle the ball. Their first contacts are good. They've got great second contacts. I mean, and their block is just. It's something that we don't see a lot of. We can try to simulate things here in practice, but we can't do that on the floor with our players. So there's going to be certainly an adjustment period when we play a team that's as physical and skilled as them. But they're a premier program in the nation, and when you're that type of program, you're able to get the top group of recruits, and they do a very good job of doing that. But we mentioned this, we talked about this yesterday, is that our players have played against a lot of these players in club, so they're not unfamiliar to them. They know how talented they are, but it's not going to be a complete surprise to them.
One thing that you guys have done real well here is you've gone out and you've played the tough opponents, whether you're looking at the Missouris on the schedule or going to Auburn or Mississippi State or North Texas, you name it, some of those programs. How much will that help you maybe going into a situation like this, a packed gym against a physical team?
To some degree it will. I think there's going to be another level to it. The teams that we've played are very strong. You play a Baylor in the Big 12 and you get an idea of what it's like, but there's another level to Texas. And so I think it's going to be helpful. I think we've been, over the course of the last 3 years, 4 years for the senior group at least, we've played a lot of big, quote unquote name programs and real successful programs. I mean, at Colorado, Utah last year. So there's going to be a level, I think, above what we've seen, but it's not going to be that much above it that we haven't seen it before.
Just kind of lastly, to try to attempt to put this into perspective a little bit, just from the time that you arrived at Northwestern State and kind of the journey and probably even thought that you would reach this point last season, but to finally get to this point, what have you seen this do, this kind of profile game do for this program, and what do you expect it to do for this program?
We're getting a lot of attention right now. It's helping in recruiting. I think when you play to that level, it certainly helps. It's just really. When we came here, we envisioned that this could happen. But then along the way, I think every coach has their series of doubts as to whether or not it can actually be done, and we've certainly had them. But it's to see it actually come together like this. It probably all became real last night at the selection show when we saw our name up there on the TV, and the attention that we got here in the community, and so it's still a little bit surreal for us. But again, we've been in a lot of big matches as of late in the last couple of years, so it shouldn't be too much for us. But it tells you a lot about where the program has come, I think, for us, as we've taken another step forward, and we're excited. We're excited to be where we're at. We're excited to still build upon this.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the success so far. I look forward to seeing you in action on Thursday.
Thanks.